Hi guys, it's Kelsey from roughandtumblefarmhouse.com, and today I'm going to share with you a very simple DIY dishwasher detergent recipe. If you're new to my channel, every single week I like to share information for small farmers, homesteaders, homemakers, etc. And so this definitely fits the bill in terms of a DIY dishwasher detergent. Now, I ended up making this recipe out of necessity because I ran out of dishwasher pods, and what am I going to do? Dishwasher's full, I'm not going to hand wash those things. And so I kind of scoured all of my books that I have and found some different recipes. And so since then, I've tried out a few different recipes for making your own dishwasher detergent. And this is the one that I like the best. I think works really well, even if you have well water like I have, which can be kind of hard on dishes. So first of all, this is a powdered dishwasher detergent that we are making. It is not a liquid one. I was interested in finding a liquid one after I was kind of researching this recipe and the ingredients that are in it as to why they actually work. And I didn't really find any liquid recipes that I trusted because there tends to be an issue with liquid recipes where if you're using, a lot of them call for liquid Castile soap, like a Dr. Bronner's. And I actually checked on the Dr. Bronner's website and they said they never recommend using their soap in the dishwasher because it will overflow with sudsy bubbles. So I stick to the powder because I think it's safe and not going to cause any issues. Though that is something you might want to check your dishwasher manual. I just went ahead and used this because it's a powder. I don't think it's really going to hurt anything, and it's a very common cleaning detergent. But that's something before you make this recipe and use it, you might want to check out. If it breaks your dishwasher, I am not liable. But chances of it breaking your dishwasher, I think I've used it a ton and it's fine. Okay, so let's dive into this recipe. If you already make your own laundry detergent, you probably already have these ingredients. What you're going to use is borax, washing soda, and the one possibly slightly odd thing is citric acid. And then if you want to add some essential oil, you can, but you certainly don't have to. So very simply, in a bowl, you're going to add 1 cup of washing soda. You're going to add 1 cup of borax. And you're going to add 3 tablespoons of citric acid. And then use a whisk and whisk this stuff up. It's a good idea to do it somewhere that's kind of well ventilated. I don't do this when my kids are around because even though these are natural ingredients, they aren't things that you really want to be inhaling a lot or having little kids stick their fingers in and then lick their fingers or something. So make sure you're making this when you're not going to have little people around. And I tend to run my oven fan, the oven hood when I'm doing this as well, just to make sure it's not going to be irritating my lungs at all. So that's it. I know that seems like a whole YouTube video about this, but yeah, really that's it. So you whisk them up. If you want to add essential oil, you can add about 7 drops to it of a citrus oil. Is going to add a little boost to your washing. But honestly, I feel like people way overuse essential oils. I tend to be kind of scrupulous with my use of them because A, good ones are very expensive, and B, they can irritate people. And so I just don't use them a lot in anything where it's kind of kicking that scent into the air. I don't really like to use essential oils. So if you want to, an orange, a lemon, that kind of a thing is going to add a nice scent, and it's going to help with cleaning your dishes as well. So for putting it in your dishwasher, you're going to use 2 tablespoons per load, which basically, at least in my dishwasher, kind of fills that cup up, and then let her buck. So now for storing the dishwasher powder, I just keep it in one of those little swing top glass jars that has a seal on it, and that keeps it nice for as long as this batch will last me. And this should last you for about 20 loads or so of dishes. So I like to make it in a smaller batch, but if you're doing a couple of loads of dishes a day, maybe you want to have a bigger batch on hand, then just double or triple all the ingredients in the recipe. Now, if you really just kind of like the pods, you don't want to deal with a spoon, you can kind of make your own DIY pod pretty simply. I'm not going to show you how to do it here because you're a smart person and can figure it out. And I don't do the pods. I just use a spoon to scoop mine into the thing. But if you get an ice cube tray, the citric acid is kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's just almost feels like a little bit wet, kind of. Anyway, so you can just pour all of your mix into ice cube trays and press it into the trays until the cube tray, is pretty full. Press it in there, and then once it is formed fully, you don't even have to let it dry. Just really gently pop them out of there and then store them in a jar. Really simple. Okay, let's talk about these ingredients a little bit. So we're using washing soda and borax. Both of those ingredients are naturally derived. They can come straight from the earth, which is awesome. If you don't happen to have washing soda, it's actually very similar to baking soda. You can bake baking soda in the oven and turn it into washing soda. I have instructions on how to do that on the blog post, which I will link below. But so both washing soda and the baking soda, both washing soda and the borax are a naturally derived ingredient. They are still kind of a harsh ingredient a little bit. It's not, again, something you want to be like scrubbing on your skin or something like that. But they are definitely going to do a good job working on your dishes. So because of their chemical makeup, they're really good on getting out kind of lime scale and just getting your dishes really, really clean. And that, especially the citric acid, I have found is really going to make that difference in getting your glasses so they aren't streaky, that sort of a thing. I previously, when I lived and worked on a different farm, they use a recipe similar to this. They just had a box of washing soda and a box of borax. I would pour a little bit of each in the thing and close it up and run it. And they had well water, and their glasses and stuff just always look terrible. Like their glasses never look good. And so I have found that if you just use the washing soda and the borax, which will work in a pinch, you're still going to get clean dishes. But if you use that consistently, that kind of lime scale buildup is still going to start to show up a little bit on your dishes. They'll get kind of cloudy looking, your glassware will. But the citric acid is a miracle thing in terms of cleaning all those streaky things up. So that's why you want to use a citric acid. And citric acid is also naturally derived, which is interesting. So again, when I was looking up this recipe's ingredients to explain kind of what they do and how they work, citric acid can be derived from citrus fruits, but the number one place that it's gotten for canning and that sort of a thing, it's derived from mold. There's a type of mold that as it processes sugars, this is my cat Lolly trying to destroy my new chair. There's actually a type of mold that as it eats sugar, the citric acid is the byproduct. And that's where most of our citric acid we use in canning or in culinary uses comes from, which absolutely blew my mind. How cool is that? So if you're having a hard time finding citric acid, that is in the canning section of pretty much if you're at a Fleet Supply store or Walmart. Actually, the cheapest place to buy citric acid is Amazon, which is not always my favorite, but I will link below to where you can buy citric acid if you want to be getting that from an online source. So I think that's all the information you need. Oh my gosh, this cat. If anyone wants a free cat, I have one. Her name is Lollipop. She's available. No, I'm kidding. My kids absolutely love that cat. She's not available. Anyway, if you have any questions at all about the ingredients I recommend here, please comment below. Or if you have your own dishwasher detergent recipe you recommend, please comment below. Oh, one more thing. Also, if you want to add just another little boost to your wash, and the rinse kind of section of your dishwasher where you can put, there's different kind of rinse solutions you put in there. I just do white vinegar, and that does an excellent job, again, of just keeping those dishes looking really nice and giving a really good clean. So a little bit of white vinegar is another great natural dishwashing option. So anyway, back to my wrap up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I will link in the description box over to the blog post where I go into way more detail about all the ingredients, where it comes from, chemical makeup, all that kind of stuff, and just some other tips and tricks for making your own dishwasher detergent. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week for more farming, family food, and fortitude here at our Rough and Tumble farmhouse.